Well, good morning and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. Today we are going to be making some 2-ingredient biscuits. Now, this is the second time I'm making them, and these are super delicious, and I did want to go ahead and just make an extra batch. We're gonna have some tonight for dinner, so I thought I would go ahead and make a batch and then have one stay out to be eaten, and we're gonna freeze the other one. So super easy. You do need 2 cups of self-rising flour and 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Okay, now this is a 1/2 cup measurement, and that's all you got to do. Those are the only ingredients. Okay, and I'm just going to set this over side here for a second. And you want to go ahead and get your surface all floured and ready to roll out. Now you can make them as thin or as thick as you want to. It's just going to depend on how many then you actually have. The recipe does call for anywhere between 10 to 12 of these homemade biscuits. And this dough is going to be a little bit sticky, which is okay. Once you get to pretty much this point right here, which is, you see how it's still falling apart a little bit, that's okay. I'm just going to take the fork, put that in my sink, just get in here now with my hands, fold it in a little bit, then we're going to put it on the floured surface. Now I got this mat off Amazon. I also got some biscuit and cookie rings to go ahead and make them. But before this video, we tried and we searched, my daughter and I, up and down. We didn't know where I put them. Obviously, I stashed them super well right away from myself, which is not a big deal. So I have gotten now a small ring that I get off my mason jars, which that is still totally fine. You can even use a wound mouth if you don't have the regular ones. Now you want to fold several times into each other. Try to mix as much as you can. And then we're going to go ahead now, flour this surface down and roll out. Now you want to get a rolling pin. If you need to add flour on it like that, you just go right ahead. Now, if you have one of those other rolling pins that do have the, what do you call them? Like those sides over here, to make sure you have the right thickness, you most certainly can do that. I do not have one of those. So it's just called push and guesstimate, because I don't know how thick these ones are going to be. And you just kind of want to keep rolling them all out. And it really doesn't matter what size shape that you get them into. Now that feels pretty good. You're going to want to take your little tool, go as close to the end as that you can, pop them out, and look at that. That is beautiful. I have a parchment lined paper right there. They're nice and probably about a quarter an inch thick. That works out quite perfectly. And you're just gonna wanna keep going till you get them all down. If you come to a spot where you got a little bit right here, you can obviously just smush it together. That will still be very fine. Now these biscuits are super, super delicious. A little bit of butter on top. They go good with anything that you're cooking. Tonight for dinner, we are going to be having a new meal that is to us, which I'm going to be taking you along a little bit later. So I'm going to be doing 2 videos today. Right now it's still kind of early in the morning, and I'm not going to be cooking dinner at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'll take you back for that one. You have to come back to watch that one. When you run out of areas to cut, that's all you're going to want to do is keep rolling and pressing. If you need to smush it a little bit like this, to go ahead and just break it just a little bit of apart. Then just to re-roll it all out again. Yep. Add a little bit more. How is you guys' summer's going? Oh, hold on one second. That is some bread. Let me get that out of the oven. Well, not quite ready yet, but this is what they look like. They are almost done. We're gonna leave that in there for a few more minutes. We're setting this at 450. And it goes for, I did set it for 8 because I wanted to check it out before I did anything. You know, it looks like we're gonna have a little extra over here, which is totally fine. Now we're gonna freeze these ones over here, like I said, and we're gonna definitely be eating the ones that I'm cooking later tonight. Just want to put that back together here. And then you just want to keep doing this until you run out of dough. I do have a little left over from the other batch that I just did. So I knew I was going to need a little bit more. So this one here, I got 12 in there, so I've got 16. I could probably get 20 if I really wanted to out of these ones. Just get a little bit more. Yeah, so summer's going good for us so far. The kids and I, my husband, we went to Cocoa Beach for a day. And we're gonna be going to South Carolina next month. And have a few other minor plans going on. Leave a comment down below if you guys are doing anything fun this summer. like I might be able to at least get 2 more out of here. Cool. All right, then I'll just wrap that all up, and we'll make a nice big fat one. There we go. All right, that was quite a bit there. All right, let's take a look and see what we got going for the other ones. Oh yeah. Oh, look at those. Those are so beautiful. And they look delicious. Look at that. Beautiful. Not burnt on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and let it cool for a little bit. I'm gonna break into one and let you see what they look like. So it's cooled down a bit. We're gonna go ahead and cut one of these open. Oh yeah, look at that steam coming up. I don't know if you can see that from there. Look at that, that's beautiful. That shows how nice and hot it is. It looks like we gotta add a little bit of butter. Yep. Nice, crisp, soft and chewy on the inside. Great texture. I just found my replacement for store-bought. Wow, so much better. This is absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and link the recipe down below. And if you like this recipe and you like some of my other videos, thank you for inviting me to your home, by the way. Please like, share, but most importantly, go ahead and subscribe. Leave comments down below. Let me see what some of your ideas and what you do for any 2 mixed ingredients like this. I do have some more coming out shortly. And I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate all of you guys who continue to watch me and support me. And keep on cooking. Bye, y'all.